Alright guys, so I'm gonna be talking about why I was at the mental health hospital and what happened after I came to the hospital. So the truth is I was actually struggling with severe depression, bipolar disorder and PTSD because I'm pretty sure I told you this in my recent video, like other videos. So it's because I was bullied, I was having family issues and I was being abused by grandparent and my mom too. So before I went to the hospital, there was two police officers. One of them asked me a question, what happened? And I told him the story and everything, and they believed me. So they also had to take me to the hospital. So they brought an ambulance. One of them is gonna ride the ambulance, the other will drive the police car. And they also asked me another question, what's your major? And I said, studio art. So I did told him everything. After I reached out to the hospital was no joke for me. Like it was so stressing and so much stuff is happening. Like I know it wasn't joke. I never went to this hospital before. It was my first time. So after I came to the hospital, they decided to let me sit in the one that looks like a bed. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. So after that, I sat down and one of the nurses asked me a question. What happened? I told him everything that happened. The same thing I told him I said with the police officer. So I did. But they didn't explain anything what happened, what's gonna happen. So they took me in to a different room and there wasn't joke. I saw someone getting angry, saying that he's ready to die, and some people were like weirdo, like they're just a weirdo guy. So I went to my room, but they also had to take all my stuff, which will include my iPhone, my smartwatch, and my backpack, all, everything, including my own clothes. They give me a plastic clothes, so yeah, it was so stressing and anxious. Like after I came to the hospital, was so stressed out and anxious. I was shaking my hand a lot and scared of my life because doing things alone is hard for me, and it's just so scary for me. I'm just scared for my life. So after that, they took all the stuff. I changed my clothes and they took all my stuff and my belongings. I wasn't allowed to use them. And after that, I sat in a room for like a couple hours because they had to move me to a different room. But I didn't sit in a room doing nothing. I was watching the TV, and there I remember something about the meme that was, damn! You know that meme, right? That's the meme I'm talking about. Because I recognize this meme. It was amazing. It wasn't that bad. So after a couple hours of staying in my room, they moved me to a different room. But before I moved to a different room, I had to sign in a paper. I don't know what was the paper about, but I did. So I moved to a different room. And there, I was sitting in my room alone with no partner. I wasn't able to sleep because to my anxieties and stress. Because I'm always like this. I'm stressed. I'm anxious almost all day. So I said that I didn't get enough sleep, like a couple hours. I wasn't able to sleep that much. But before I went to my room, the nurse asked me a question: how is your relationship with your family and your sibling? I said it's terrible. It's always like this. It's not that good. So yeah, like I told him the truth. They also asked me question: do you drink alcohol? Do you use substance, drugs? And I said no. For most of them, no. And do you smoke cigarette? Or like, did you smoke cigarette? And I said yes, which is true. I did smoke cigarette when I was 16, I believe. Yeah, 16. But I haven't smoked for a long time. So yeah, they moved me to a different room alone. Not just that, they put my name on the room too. But the nurses moved me again to a different room, but this time with a partner. I didn't know anyone in this hospital, like none. Ugh, like I'll be honest. If I was at the hospital and I met someone that I don't know, then they are just stranger to me. Like everyone that I seen is just stranger. So yeah, moved on, and this time I got a little bit sleep, but not much. And the next thing at night, I moved to a different room, but this time with someone who's Muslim like me, converted to Islam. He was from New York, and he wasn't a bad guy. He was a good guy, and he told me that he works as a train station, and his job is also does cover his job too, which is not bad. After that, it was morning. I wasn't able to sleep and relax my mind, so I moved to the breakfast, like to the cafe. I did have my breakfast. I ate it well. Well, not pretty well, but I did eat. And I moved back to my room, sitting alone with nothing. I was so fucking stressed out there. I just want to relax my mind. I just want to think how long I'm going to be staying in the hospital for. So after that, he told me a story about his and his siblings, and I was fascinated. Like I was interested in his story. After hearing the story, he had a great story, and it inspired me. I did love his story. It wasn't that bad. It was just about him. It was about his sister, his parents. Like he didn't have just sister. He has siblings more than me. He has 12 siblings, and I have 4 siblings. I don't know if I did tell you this, but I told you that I have 3 siblings, right? But the truth is, I didn't tell you that I had a 4th siblings because I kept it secret. But we'll get back to this later. Now his story was great. Was amazing because his sister was rich too. And his friend was a rich guy too. But I don't remember his name. But he was like 60 years old. I believe he was 60 years old because I know how old he was. He looks like an old guy, but yeah, he knows how to practice Islam, since he's a half Christian and half Muslim. He's not a bad guy. But after that, I moved to the cafe, and there I made some friend that I didn't know. One was my age, the other was older than me. I would say he was 30 years old than me. And one bad guys, but one of them said they love to watch anime and asked me, do you watch anime? And I said yes. I love to watch animation. I enjoy them. It's the Japanese anime, the one that has it on Cringe-Ball. Yeah, that one. So there, I told him my favorite anime, and he told me his favorite anime too, the most favorite that he liked, and I told him the anime that I watched, Classroom Diary, Charlotte, and I don't know what else. But yeah, these animation were my favorite. I loved animation. So I was making a great time there, but I asked them why they were there, and they asked me why, and I said I was here for, like, and some of them were the same like me, because they used to suffer from the past, but not everyone was suffering from severe depression. Some of them were suffering from traumatic event and mental health issues. Like, I was socializing, I was talking to them, and not just that, I was playing Uno and other games that I played with them, which was fun. And I also was singing with that thing. You guys know that it was so much fun. Yeah, I sing with a guy who was taller than me. Like, he was like 6 inches around, and I was 5 inches, and like, oh my god, that dude looks like a big guy. So yeah, and after that, there was some students from the university came in here to visit, and they also asked patient around there. They asked me too, why you here and what happened, and pretty quickly I told them everything, and yeah, some of them felt sad and disappointed because you guys know. But after that, I stayed a week in the hospital, and it wasn't that bad. I was spending time alone without my sibling or grandparent. It was better, but living in a house with my grandparent and mom is always a problem. But alone can be more peaceful. I like it when it's peace, but when it's not peace, it's just so fucking annoying. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I stay for a week. But before I tell you what happened after I left the hospital, my mom brought me a pants. That one. But they removed the ties. Did he? When she gave it to the nurse, because they were afraid that I was gonna kill myself. And you see this? You see this? The hospital gave it to me because I was cold and shake, so I decided to keep it since I was allowed to keep it. Like, you can tell, this sweatshirt isn't mine, but it was donation. So not only that, they also took something for my backpack too, the small backpack. And let me tell you what was in the backpack. There was some stuff. Like, most of them weren't that dangerous, but one of them was dangerous. And guess what is it? It was a knife. Yes, it was a knife. Now you might be asking, why do you need a fucking knife? It's simple, to defend myself. But from who? From a stranger. And my grandpa and my mom. That's why I bought a knife, to protect myself. So the knife wasn't there after I checked my backpack, because they took it too. Like, I can't believe they fucking took the fucking knife. What can I say? The knife has been taken down, so I can have it back. And they took the ties on my pants too, so now I don't have them, because they were afraid that I was gonna kill myself. Like, it's obvious. So I left the hospital. My mom wasn't that pissed at me, but she was pissed at me when she called me. I hate that bitch. She's a witch. I wish I never had her before. I wish I never lived with her. She's always like this. So I went home, and that's it. And my mom told me to keep things secretly, not to tell anyone what happened, and so which I did. I didn't want to tell anyone of my relatives or anything about this, so yeah, I had to keep it secret. Yeah, that's what happened when I was at the mental health hospitals. I do hope you understand me and understand my feeling and what I'm going through, because my life is always hell. Like, it's always terrible. I just wish that I never had a life like this. But anyways, that's all for today.